Did you know that 90% of all musicians in the world are completely undiscovered? Chances are, at the moment, you are one of those musicians. You could be a rapper, a singer, a producer, or anything else of the type, and you want success in this music industry. It isn't easy, to say the least. You work really hard on your music and you expect listeners to start pouring in as soon as you distribute it to streaming services. But when you do, you are disappointed with the results. It seems whatever you do, you can't catch on to the Spotify or Apple Music algorithm and get a wave of new listeners. You look around at other people who seem to magically get all these fans out of nowhere and you wonder how they do it. See, you could have written the best song in the world, but if you don't take the necessary steps, nobody will listen to your music. Well, I have put together this short video to show you 3 secrets every musical artist needs to know in order to succeed in the music industry. With that being said, let's jump in. Also, make sure you watch till the end because I've got a very special offer for you. Secret number 1. Most of your listeners will not find you through your music. We are in an era dominated by social media. You want to utilize those social media platforms to your advantage. Okay, I'm saying it's very important to grow a following on various social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, fucking Twitter, but Instagram is the big one. What you want to focus on is making content that people will watch and be entertained by. And I've 3 different types, 3 big main types that get a lot of engagement, which is education, entertainment, and vlog type videos. Basically, if you want to teach your audience something, I would choose education option. Really anything, but I would stick to a certain niche. If you're an entertaining person, like this is the, Louis Capaldi route. He's if you see his Instagram, it's pretty funny. And if you make funny shit, I'll follow you, So just, it can be pretty much anything as long as it's entertaining and you post consistently, it'll work. The next option would be the vlog route, which is probably easiest. Just, film your daily activities and put that on the internet. And people like to see that. It gets a lot of engagement, surprisingly. Another easy option that I see a lot is TikTok. All right, hear me out on this one. TikTok is the quickest and easiest way to get a very large audience engaging with you very quickly these days. You still gotta be consistent and you still gotta stick with it. It wasn't until I started posting videos of me making beats on TikTok to see if it'll work, and it was like the 15th video or so that actually got some traction. Like 900,000 views in 2 days, and because before I was getting like less than 100, and I got like 5,000 followers overnight, and this was back a while ago. It works because Instagram, you won't get anything nearly like that with Instagram, which is pretty cool. So it's TikTok. Yeah, do that shit. And then, you can repost those TikToks on Instagram. That's another key. Save time and effort with that. But the key here with getting fans online is to post consistently. I'd say at least 3 times a week, and have 1 out of the 5 videos be plugging your music. 4 out of those 5 have to be entertaining and have to be a reason why people follow you. So as long as you do this consistently and for a long period of time, think on the long term, you will start to see a lot more traction on your Instagram and your TikTok, and you'll start creating this fan base that likes you for you as well as your music. Secret number 2, the most meaningful songs will take you the farthest. Okay, this one I discovered really for myself, and I've heard it, a lot of different people say this, is because most musicians will target the biggest possible audience and try to make their music more mainstream, and they think that's the key to getting a lot of listeners. That's completely false. It only really works if you're already like a really, big musician. The most effective strategy nowadays is to really focus on something that makes you you, and make music about that. Like, make music about your experiences and your struggles, but be very specific with it. You want people to have an emotional attachment with your music. You want to target that small niche audience that has a similar experience as you do. That is really powerful because it can help a lot of people. For example, when I released my first album, a lot of the songs were more mainstream sounding, about just kind of random stuff that I would make up on the fly. But one of them was really emotionally charged, and it was about kind of me feeling like a loner and feeling kind of isolated. And that was what the song is about. At first, the song didn't get as many listens as I thought it would, and a lot of engagement. But as time went on, I realized that there were the people who really liked that song had a much bigger emotional connection to that song than the people that liked my other music. This select audience that absolutely adored that song took it a lot farther over a longer period of time, and there were a few people that said it was like their absolute favorite song, which was crazy. I never thought I could do that. And people would say like, this is the #1 song that helped me through really hard periods of my life, feeling really alone. I needed to build a fan base that was a lot more committed to my music than just a casual fan base. A die-hard fan base is very important, because none of my other music in that album had that effect that one song did. The people who listened to my other music in that album only listened to it occasionally and didn't have very much of a strong emotional connection to it at all. You want your fans to have a big emotional attachment and connection with your work. Labels would rather sign an artist with a very dedicated but small fan base than a musician with a large fan base who doesn't particularly care about their music too much. Secret number 3, production is the most important. Music production and sound quality is very, very important. You need to make your music sound up to standards, because if it isn't, it will get widely rejected by all listeners. It's sad but true. In our modern music industry, it's a necessity. You need to get it properly mixed and mastered and recorded. Otherwise, listeners won't listen. It will get rejected from playlists, blogs. If you aren't getting listeners right now, this is the #1 reason why. There are a few options you can go to get your music sounding up to par. First one is hire someone. And the second one is you can teach yourself how. But the second one really isn't super an option. It took me about 7 years to get where I am right now at producing music. It is hard to teach yourself to mix and master music up to standard. Unless you already know how to do it well, then you don't have to worry about that. The problem with the first one is that it's very expensive. The average mix and master run is about $1,200. Also, if you're starting out, what if you don't have access to instrumentalists or a recording studio or any of that? Then you'll have to hire certain people to record for you. In my experience, like a good guitarist will charge on average $100 an hour to record with you. Multiply that by how many different tracks and instruments and sounds you want on your song. Then you see the prices slowly start to stack up. You'll need album artwork, that's $75. Getting your music submitted to playlists and blogs, that's $5 per submission. In terms of marketing your music or getting shout-outs from influencers, that's around $50 a shout-out if you're good at negotiating the price down. You want a music video? I don't know, a really cheap one would be $1,000. Then of course you have to get your music distributed. That's gonna be about $40 a year depending on the service. This is where I'd like to introduce a solution to you. We are Backstagerr, a music production company that will do everything for you when it comes to starting a career in music. We will record, mix, master, distribute, and market your music for you, all at a set cost that is a tiny fraction of the standard price to produce a song. We will record the tracks necessary in your song so it sounds full and complete, which will mean all you have to do is record the vocals in the comfort of your own home. This also means we can make you a custom beat if you are a hip-hop artist. We will mix and master your song so it's up to professional standard, optimized for streaming services, which means you'll never have to worry about your music sounding subpar and getting rejected by listeners again. We will create custom album artwork for your song to attract the listener's eye, which means you don't have to go about paying high rates to an artwork artist. We will distribute all your music to all streaming services, including TikTok, of course, so you don't have to pay a private distributor and worry about distributing a track the wrong way and having it to be too quiet or in the wrong format. We will submit your music to Spotify playlists so you can get thousands of new listeners without going about the hassle of marketing your own music. We will also shout you out on our social media platforms to bring in even more listeners. And we will create a custom lyric video for you optimized for YouTube to attract even more fans, which means you don't have to go paying a pro $2,000. You have to go about paying a pro $200 or more to create one for you, or spending hours teaching yourself how to. All of this is for one package price. You get unlimited revisions, and if you don't like the final product, we will refund you the entire cost. Backstagerr will start and bring your music career to new heights, all while you are in the comfort of your own home, so you can spend more time doing what you love, writing music, while we do the rest. Making music shouldn't be expensive or unworldly difficult, so choose Backstagerr. For a limited time only, we are offering free Zoom consultations for your music. Click the link below to tell us about your next project and register for a time slot. We will give you personalized advice for your music career, as well as a personalized quote about how much it would cost for us to produce. Register now. Thank you.